about you first. Tell me when and where you were born and a little bit about your background.
Well, I was born in Coney Island Hospital, Brooklyn, New York, in 1939. My family moved to upstate New York to Buffalo in 1940. And for all intents and purposes, I was raised in Buffalo, New York. And
What's your father do?
my father managed and later owned a piece of a large collection agency. Started off as a small collection agency. He used to tell Walter Winchell, who owed money to tips to his columns. He one time slapped a cite on a judgment on Flo Ziegfeld in the 30s, just before the opening of can't remember the name of
Well,
it.
that's
Anyway,
when's the first time you smoked marijuana?
I smoked marijuana for the first time in 1969. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
No, it was just this girl was trying to get me high because she found out I had never gotten high. And all these people in this apartment house here in Southern California I was living with, I guess, were getting high in 1969. I was 29 years old and nobody told me about it. So
you were pretty conservative.
I was a normal American nerd, you know. I had my business. I was in the sign maintenance business. I worked for the largest sign maintenance companies. I had reached as high in those jobs as I could go as manager of a large sign lighting maintenance, the largest sign lighting maintenance companies on the West Coast. And that was about as high as I could go. And finally I started my own businesses, washing signs, fixing signs.
When did you find out about hemp? What's the first indication?
Well, I'd like to tell you, when I started smoking pot, the reason the girl got me high is she wanted me to experience things I'd never experienced, and she felt I could never even become aware of unless I smoked. She tried 3 times to get me high before she got me high. And finally, when she did it, as I heard music and color, I had the most incredible sex that I had ever experienced up to that point in my life. And I said, and the first words I said after my orgasm was, "This is illegal." The safest therapeutically active substance known to mankind, safer than aspirin, safer than boiled potatoes. And then, 2 days ago, on January 2nd or 3rd, came out in the paper that, what's his name? John Lawn, the head of the DA, after a year and a half practically of consideration, has rejected any medical use, claiming there is no medical use for marijuana and nobody will be allowed to get medical marijuana and it will not be rescheduled to Class 2. This is as we're making this interview.
That's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing. It was in the paper day before yesterday. It was disgusting. This is, in fact, everything is disgusting about that. The best thing Bush could do and Quayle could do and Bennett could do is get the hell out of office and resign before we march on Washington and throw you out. Wait till the whole country know that you poisoned the world and you poisoned the planet and poisoned their children with their chemicals, with your pharmaceuticals, deliberately, things you could have never gotten away with, that you've lied to the American public. Besides senators going down and making deals for this $500 billion bullshit with the loan companies, thrift companies you've been bailing out, and keeping all of the world's attention on drugs, while and incarcerating Americans at such a percentage that we now, America, how proud I am of us, incarcerate more of percentage of our population than any country in the world. And the hemp seed you can make into gruel. The hemp seed can be sprouted or malted, and you can make tofu out of it. You can do anything you want with a hemp seed. In fact, the hemp seed's the best anything that grows on Earth. Isn't it amazing that virtually the most advanced plant on Earth, hemp, that means it's male, female, and hermaphroditic, and so it can reproduce itself if it has to. The most advanced plant grows bigger, better, and faster than anything on Earth, gives us more chemicals, plastics, fuel potential, food potential, paper potential, fiber potential, and paint potential is outlawed. And synthetics and fossil fuels and poisons are now illegal but supported by the government. It's fine if you guys want to do that, but I'm not going to be your lemming. And I tell you, make everybody go out, hang out your windows and say, I'm not going to be a lemming for George Bush, Nancy Reagan, or anybody else. I am going to be a human being that brings the future on. I'm going to save the seed that saved the planet. I'm going to smoke dope. I'm going to grow dope. Grow it illegally. Go to prison. Lose everything. It'll all come back to you. These mediocrities, as I say, couldn't run a laundromat. No idiot could think of laws like this. Laws against marijuana is like having a law against life itself, nature itself. Now, mind you, all I wanted to do was smoke pot. So if anybody accused me that all of this is just a specious argument to smoke pot, you're right. But in order to smoke pot, I got to be on a planet that's alive, and you're killing it.